vibration or vibrating strings, according to quantum physics, is the root of all things in existence. Sound is vibration. String theory is the theoretical framework that aims to unify quantum mechanics and general relativity by modeling subatomic particles, anything smaller than an atom, as vibrating strings. Sound may have started all of creation. In the Bible, John 1 states, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Eventually, humans would find their way to God through music, which makes perfect sense, considering the discovery of what makes up an atom are vibrating strings, and as shown in John 1, "In the beginning was the Word of God," or the sound of God. It's not a stretch to conclude that sound plays a big role in all of creation, healing, and disease. Listening to a powerful piece of music can alter our state of mind. The entire scope of emotion can be conveyed through it, leaving us happy, sad, relieved, and even hopeful, just to name a few. So how does something this godly become so perverted?
Of course, not all music is bad. By all means, it's not. But majority of it there is to take you away from Christ. 100% take you away from Christ.
In terms of the lyrics, is that what you mean? Or do you mean industry itself, people, the big players in the industry?
Both, lyrically and both big players. Both. I've been in rooms at the top of the top with albums that prayed over demonically. Music is prayed over demonically. That goes out to the world, goes out to the radio stations, goes out to the public.
It activates every area of the brain that we have so far mapped. In fact, there's no area of the brain that we know about that music doesn't touch in some way.
I would say is that repetition is the God particle of music.
My name is Robert Cooper. Rap name, Cooper. I don't know about nobody else, but I can tell you, we was doing 666. Hey, we exactly knew what it meant. Sometimes we used to try to come up with stuff to hypnotize people, like repeated the 666 back to back 666. I got a bass line, you said it hit me high.
They understand that works, that people can be psychologically conditioned to believe anything if you just say it enough times.
I was on rap stages rapping about, violence and guns. That we get paid to rap about that stuff. They actually pay us more when we rap about more ignorant stuff.
Hollywood is not just creating music for your entertainment. They are giving out frequencies, and they are modifying your behavior based on the frequencies that they are giving out. And so it's important to know what it is that you're listening to.
You watch the Super Bowl halftime show, or you watch the Grammy Awards, or you watch some of these big concerts and music videos where they are putting satanic symbolism right in your face. They are practicing witchcraft on the stage right in front of you. You're watching a football game or an award show and with your kids, and now whammo, straight evil coming straight at you. We've all seen this now.
There have been rappers who have spoken about the fact that record labels will force them to record demonic phrases and to say demonic phrases backwards and to insert it into their music. So what's actually going on here? You're calling this a conspiracy, but why aren't you listening to the artists who are saying that this is what they have to do?
Because the Bible says a man is entrapped by the words of his mouth. So while you singing this ungodly song that you really don't know the whole meaning to, but yet you're chanting it, you're making an oath, even though you don't know that it's an oath. All Satan got to get you to do is repeat it.
I just want to say to all my fellow hip-hop artists and hip-hop fans that we have been had again.
Damn.
A few of y'all might have already heard about this, about how the music industry has very close ties with the private prison system.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because the music business has invested millions of dollars in the private prison system.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you heard it correctly. Again, the music business and the entertainment business in general, meaning people who control the media, the music industry, and also
publication,
private prisons.
Yeah, magazines, all that.
Gentlemen, the New York Times Magazine of Sunday, July 3, carried an article by Maureen Cleave in which she quotes the Beatles, not by name, as saying, show business is an extension of the Jewish religion. Would you mind amplifying that?
I said that to her as well. No comment.
Oh, come on, John. Tell me what you mean.
You can...
Long before Kanye West outed the rapacious Jews of the music and entertainment industry, there was John Lennon, and after him, there was Michael Jackson and numerous others. Following is a rare recording by broadcaster Jeff Rentz in which Michael Jackson starts out describing how he felt like he had been ravaged by leeches.
You know, they talk about that Michael Jackson was killed. I used to discount that. I'm not so sure I do anymore. Some of his statements in the last year of his life, trying to wake people up about the Illuminati and the control, he knew, but he was smart. He wasn't dumb. He was well informed. And then when he teed off on the Jewish nature of showbiz, which he did, that to me, he said enough right then and there to take him out.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
So who does the devil use to collect on the deals made with fame and fortune seekers? Well, it's his children, of course, the Jews. We quote a passage from the Bible about the Jews, John 8:44. You belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. There it is. Jew spawns serve their father Satan and collect his debts. John Lennon was right, Michael Jackson was right, and more recently, so was Kanye West.
They are essentially, and this is Sigmund Freud was a Kabbalist, and they believe in bisexuality, they worship Baphomet. They are trying to use psychology to introduce, and I read this in a book by a Jewish historian, David Bacon, to make their religion the religion of the world,
yes.
Right? Which is a pedophile-centric religion that believes in demons, it believes in child sacrifice, and it is the reason that we have the circumstances that we are in today, and most people won't be able to find this history.
This is not conspiracy, this is spiritual warfare. This was Taylor Swift before, and this is Taylor Swift after, with a demonic agenda from her recent music video and doing straight up rituals at her performances. You got Sam Smith before, and now you got Sam Smith after. You got Vanessa Hudgens before, and you got Vanessa Hudgens after, talking to Ghost. You got Demi Lovato before, and you got Demi Lovato after. Look at that cross. Straight mockery. You got Billie Eilish before, and you got Billie Eilish after. You got Beyonce doing things like this on Who Controls the Media Controls the Mind at one of her concerts. And you got people like The Weeknd just flashing Satan right before people's eyes at another live concert. The war is not between flesh and blood, it is between dark principalities, powers. The devil isn't even hiding anymore, y'all. The world still can't see him.
We can't deny the fact that a lot of celebrities, and especially in the music industry, are all of a sudden all wearing red. Their performances are looking real satanic, ritualistic. Whatever we listen to, whatever we watch, becomes us. Vibration is everything. Frequency is everything. Megan Thee Stallion, real satanic, devil-like. The Serpent Tongue, Travis Scott. The theme of his part to get into the concert, really similar to The Mouth of Hell, also known as Dante's Inferno. Next, we got Cardi B. I don't even really got to say much. I mean, look at her outfit. All right, next on the list, we got Billie Eilish. And then she's an angel in the sky. She's coming down. She's in all white wings. Hits the floor. She lands in tar. And then she walks out of the tar. Fallen Angel, Doja Cat. I mean, I ain't even really got to say much. Then we got Rihanna, Lil Uzi Vert.
I reckon City Girl believe in Satan.
Around 1885, the Music Commission of the Italian government declared that all instruments and orchestras should use a tuning fork that vibrated at 440 Hz, which was different from the original standard of 432 Hz used in France and throughout most of the world.
And they just did. Out of nowhere, what has always been was changed. For no reason at all, because a group of musicians made a suggestion randomly, and nobody knows why. There are few things more suspicious than the change from the harmonic 432 tuning to the disharmonic 440 tuning seemingly upon a whim one day. Doubtlessly, the godly tones of the past were making way for the demonic tones of the modern era.
In 1917, the American Federation of Musicians endorsed the Italians and began tuning in 440 Hz. Interestingly, in 1917, the United States officially entered World War I. Then in 1953, a worldwide agreement was signed between all nations. This frequency became the standard ISO 16 reference for tuning of all musical instruments. In fact, there are many people who disagree with this standard. They consider the 440 Hz middle A to be an abomination against nature. There are indeed clues that points to 432 Hz as a more natural frequency for the correct middle A, also known as Verdi's A, a pure tone of math fundamental to nature and is mathematically consistent with the patterns of the universe, vibrating with pi and the golden ratio. 440 Hz is the unnatural standard tuning frequency removed from the symmetry of sacred vibrations and overtones. There is a theory that the change from 432 Hz to 440 Hz was dictated by Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels. Apparently, he used it to make people think and feel a certain manner and to make them a prisoner of their own consciousness. In a paper entitled Musical Cult Control, Dr. Leonard Horowitz writes, "The music industry features this imposed frequency that is herding populations into greater aggression, psychosocial agitation, and emotional distress, predisposing people to physical illness. You just have to go out into the street and take a look around. School kids, young adults on their way to work, and what do they all have in common? iPhones or MP3 players. Ingenious, isn't it? These destructive frequencies entertain the thoughts towards disruption, disharmony, and disunity. They also stimulate the controlling organ of the body and the brain into disharmonious resonance, which ultimately creates mind control. Some suspect that the Rockefeller Foundation had an interest in making sure that the United States adopted the 440 Hz standard as part of a war on consciousness, leading to musical cult control. I heard it said perfectly that 440 Hz is pretending to be sacred geometry."
Jay-Z is a powerful Luciferian with elite connections, whose braggadocious claims about selling his soul to the devil don't tell half the story of the depravity involved in the upper echelons of the entertainment industry. But don't take my word for it. That's according to former acolyte Justin Bieber, who has blown the whistle on the dark heart of the entertainment industry and music business, and revealed exactly what young stars like himself are expected to do to stay in the game. But terrified, traumatized, destroyed. Those were some of the words Justin Bieber used to describe his experience of growing up in the entertainment industry, surrounded by sharks, predators, and fully paid up Luciferians. Speaking to his church congregation in Beverly Hills in February, Bieber revealed that Sean Diddy Combs is far from the only powerful predator in the music business. According to a member of the congregation, Bieber acknowledged that it's an open secret in the industry that Jay-Z and close associates rape and murder children in occult satanic rituals as part of their contract with the devil. It has long been known that Jay-Z is a disciple of Aleister Crowley, the English occultist and founder of the Luciferian religion Thelema. The religion is founded upon the idea that the 20th century marked the beginning of the Aeon of Horus, in which a new ethical code would be followed. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Jay-Z wore the Luciferian moral code across his chest in his DOA video. This statement indicates that Luciferians, who are known as Thelemites, should seek out and follow their own true path in life, known as their true will. According to Jay-Z, Satanism is the real American religion, and he openly praises Lucifer in his music. He also openly associates with Marina Abramovich, the woman who introduced spirit cooking to the Hillary Clinton crowd and is currently working with President Zelensky to oversee the global distribution of adrenochrome from Ukraine's child factories. Bieber has been warning us for years that Pizzagate is real, and powerful figures in the music industry are raping and murdering babies and children. Unfortunately, the mainstream media took away Bieber's voice, silencing to protect the perpetrators, and so very few people get to hear his warnings. But for those who do not get their news from the mainstream media, the warnings about the real nature of the elites have been loud and clear.
And this machine around us, this so-called music industry, is such a demonic thing. It sacrifices people's lives and their essences.
Music is powerful. Music is healing. Let's make our own music. Tune our instruments back to 432 Hertz and become the music industry that they couldn't.